Aloha, loves. Welcome back to the Intuitive Eye. Sophia Marie here. And I'm excited today to have one of my lovely priestess sisters and friends, Shaleiyana Beverley Buckley. She is a sonic priestess, which doesn't that sound so super cool? And a light healer. And I'm just so delighted that you're here with us today.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Yes, I remember when we met and I saw you, I'm like, oh, Sophia! Oh my goodness! So yeah, we've known each other many lifetimes, and it's a wonderful pleasure to be here, working with you and being with the intuitive I, the intuitive we, the intuitive us. And I appreciate you inviting me to share today. It's an honor and a blessing for me to be able to share some of the magic that I've been playing in. So thank you.
Wonderful. Well, let's dive right into the magic. So I think a lot of people are, like they hear Sonic Priestess and they're like, ooh, I don't know what that is. So tell us a little bit about that and how that actually translates into opening into your full power, into your full intuition, into your full divinity, because that's really what we're here. So how does that help us?
Okay, so Sonic, okay, let's take a step back. We are actually made of light and sound. Science has proven this. We're made of energy, but the energy that it is light and sound. If we were looking at what is that energy makeup, the best way we can describe it is saying that we're made of light and sound. And we're also made of this oneness, right? So it's like the oneness is the backdrop, and then the light and sound would be like the lights and like the music that you would see on a stage, right? So it's like this performance that's happening. And we're actually made of light and sound. So our core divine blueprint, the template on which our personality is created, is based in light and sound. So any kind of healing or transformation that we would like to create is founded in the base building block of light and sound. And so being a sonic priestess, I work with light and sound energies. You could also say harmonic healer, so working to harmonize the blueprint of the body where it's been like set out of harmony. And so like a lot of people on the planet, there's like a layer of our harmonic blueprint, which is our super conscious self, which is our infinite divine highest potential. But then due to us being in our minds or being in the illusion of separation, we kind of create this illusionary reality of separation, of being out of harmony. Yeah. And so being a harmonic priestess, working with those tools, I assist people to come back into harmony. So to come back into harmony with their super conscious higher self and tap, because we're all already perfect. There is not one of us that hasn't got that divine potential of love, because we're all made of love, right? At the core, the oneness is actually love. And so what we're doing then is we're helping using light and sound technologies to bring you back into love and to bring ourselves back into love, so that we are on the path of alignment, in harmony with our highest potential. So that's kind of the work that I do. And there is no hard and fast like methodology, so to speak. It's very intuitive. So that's why it's important with the training that I do, is I assist people in building that intuitive awareness, because we all know it, we all have it. It's just we forgot, right? By accident. Whoopsie daisy. And so now we're remembering what that is. So all that my job is as a sonic priestess is to help you remember who you truly are. And I do that using the tools of light and sound, which help to bring you into vibrational harmony with that truth, so that then you can see it with your conscious mind, and you can actually anchor it and ground it into the reality that you're in now, and start letting go of the illusion of separation reality that we've believed has been the truth for so long.
Yes, yes, yes. And as you say, so many people they're so entrained in the energy of separation. Yet when we come to this alchemical process of harmony, how then does that show up in your life? Once you're actually in that harmonic resonance and you're vibrating as this intuition and as this harmony and as this love, then how does life reflect that back to you?
Oh, goodness. Well, for me personally, what I have noticed is, well, firstly, the most important things in your life become less about the external world. So you're less concerned about materialistic things. Not to say that you don't choose to have it, or you don't desire it, or you don't, it's not important to you, but just to say that it's not the most important thing, right? And the reason it's not the most important thing is because you know that you don't affect things here to affect things here. You recognize that you affect things here to affect things here. So this becomes core importance to you, literally core importance. You become more interested in your inner world than you are in your outer world, because you know that your inner world reflects what happens in your outer world. And so sometimes we feel like there's things on the outer world that are causing an internal experience. However, it's an internal experience that you're having that is then being reflected in the outer world, because you're not connected as in touch with your intuition for yourself to be able to see, oh, this is what's going on within me. Because as you start getting more adept to this, as you start building your mastery, you start to recognize that these things that are happening in my external world are actually reflections of what's going on within me. So what's going on within me right now? And then when you tap into that, these things on the outside world just shift. They just shift. And like literally within a day, within a second, it can shift like this. So that's how this impacts that what's going on in the outside world. When you're truly in your intuition and you develop that muscle, and it is a skill to connect with who you truly are. It does become because we're so entrained, as you said, in this outside world kind of view. Like we're literally from when we're born, it's like we are fully immersed in this external belief of this external experience. And whenever we get something going on, it's told to us, oh no, it's because of that, or it's because of that, or that external thing, or that external person, or that. And so we start in training to think that the outside world affects us. And so then we have the experience of the outside world affecting us. It's not that it's true, it's just a belief system, right? And so now when we start to recognize the truth, and when you experience that, it feels like knowing. It just, you can't verbalize what you know. It's just a knowing. It's like you look at the sky and you'll see it's blue, and we say, we just know it's blue. Like, I know, even if it's clouds, we know that the sky is blue somewhere there. Or even the sun is not there, we know the sun is there behind the cloud, but there is definitely a sun. It's the same with us. We have a soul, we have a spirit, we have a higher self. And it's just sometimes clouded by the illusions that we've been told, the belief systems and the stories and all of those, entrainments. And so there's a part of us that knows that it's there. And as we start to unravel all these clouds and they start to move out of the way, we can start to see that light stronger and deeper within us. And that becomes so much more mesmerizing than anything out here.
Yes. Yes.
So that's, and the thing is it's, when you're so used to being in this world out here, this belief system world program, it takes a bit of, sometimes it takes a shock, like your being will create some sort of dramatic experience, like what's happening on earth right now. It will create some sort of dramatic experience. And we call that a kind of a Kundalini awakening. Some people call it some sort of Kundalini awakening. And what that basically means is that the energy from the base of the spine is like coming through the spine and opening up the mind to see things from a whole new perspective, right? And so that can, because if the mind is so caught up in this illusionary experience, believing that this illusionary experience is real, it needs to be shaken up to realize, to literally lose everything, or to have some sort of near-death experience, or to have some sort of, sometimes we choose it. Sometimes, like I've had, like with plant medicine journeys, right? As an example, sometimes we choose to have like our whole world shocked from the inside out to like it's like you put on, what are those things when someone's having a heart attack? You got to like, it's got to be bring that person back to life, bring the soul back into the body, bring it back, right? Especially sometimes if people have been on medication and things, it can dull the mind so much, the knowingness so much that you feel like trapped in this illusion, you don't know how to get out, right? And then the beautiful thing is, like, people like ourselves and other people who would be like ready to start getting in touch with their intuitive selves, we're waking up and we remember a bit of how the illusion was. We deliberately came into the experience to experience the illusion, to go, oh, okay, let's feel out how deep can I get into this illusion? Oh, wow, this is kind of sticky. Oh, it kind of stinks a bit. Okay, cool. You're going to be playing the illusion a little bit, and then we're like, okay, we kind of got a good feel for this thing. Right, memory, switch on. Okay, how are we going to do that? Higher self comes in and says, okay, we've got to let them lose everything. Wait, no, even better. Near-death experience. Wait, you've got 2 weeks to live. Whatever story comes up, yeah, we've all had it. I mean, I must have lost everything, whatever, at least 5 times in my life, at least, if not more. And when you do, the next time it happens, it's like, oh, it's just change. Okay, my world is shifting. Oh, it's just change. My world is shifting. So with what's happening with the pandemic right now, oh, we could look at it as just change. The world is shifting, right? People can say, but there's people dying out there. Yeah, there were people dying in car accidents before. True story. There's a lot less cars on the road, right? So there's a lot less accidents. I don't know, maybe. So this is the other thing, is that we're always supported. Yeah. We're always supported. And there will always be a guide for you in the next level of your unfoldment. There are so many guides. There's so many of us in the physical. There's so many on the non-physical. They're here all the time.
Yes, absolutely. So what would you say to someone who, again, they're so in, as you say, the illusory experience of the pandemic, of, you know, perhaps losing their jobs, perhaps losing a loved one, perhaps losing everything, and they can't even feel that fibrillation to wake them up? What would you suggest for them to, like, actually allow it in?
I would say sit with the pain and the suffering and the drama and the trauma that you're feeling. Like, fully allow yourself to be with it. Like, that's one of the things that I feel when that turbid shit happens, right? When all of that happens, right? The best thing you can do is to be in it. Yeah. And when you can really be in it, there's a story. I'll tell you this quick story. And I heard it the other day and I was like, yes, this makes total sense. It's like a Hindu story, and it's got to do with like something like the demons and the gods. They wanted this elixir, and so they got it out of the ocean some way, and then it went onto the shores, and there was like, as they were trying to get this elixir, this poison came up and went onto the shores of all the ocean, from all the oceans on the shores. And so it was affecting all sentient beings, right? And so I think it was Krishna, or Shiva, Krishna, I think, came in and like sucked up all of this poison and put it in his mouth, and didn't swallow it, kept it in his throat. So he didn't accept it, but he didn't reject it, right? He didn't spit it out. He kept it in his throat, and his throat turned blue, right? So, and that was the whole symbology of that, was he didn't accept it. So the pain is there, right? You don't have to necessarily accept that it's, oh my God, this is my fate, right? But he didn't reject it and say, no, I'm not hurt. Like, it wasn't pushing or pulling. He was in the neutral space of allowing it to be, even through whatever pain it was causing. And some of these things can be really painful. And I know, because I've been in some of those situations, and I know people who've been in serious situations. But when you can truly just sit and be with that pain and recognize it's pain. And pain wants to be felt just as much as pleasure wants to be felt, because they're two sides of the same coin. And you're paying we're in the polarity. So you're going to have the pain and pleasure, right? It's going to happen. You're going to have the high and low. That's because we're living in we are experiencing the human experience of duality, of that. And when you can come into harmony with not being affected in your state of being with the high, and not being affected in your state of being in the low, not needing to believe in the guru, or not needing to believe in the person in the cell, the prisoner, you know, the bandit, or whatever you want to call it. You're not getting caught up in the story of each of those illusions, and you can instead choose to be with the wholeness inside. And I know that when you're in that state of pain, the wholeness inside doesn't exist. It feels like it doesn't exist. But if you can sit with the pain, you'll recognize that another piece of you is then being given the opportunity to be experienced. And that's the piece of you that is stronger than the pain. Because the truth is, you are always stronger than the pain that you believe is real. Always. Because you're beyond the duality in truth. So if you can just sit with one part of the duality, and as much as I want to say don't judge it, sometimes kind of it's like a door comes and whacks you on the butt, even though you think you're not judging it, because judgment just seems to create more judgment, because judgment is just that way inclined. Do you know what I mean? So you'll judge yourself for judging yourself, and then you'll judge yourself because you judge yourself and you're judging yourself, and then it's like this weird cycle. So even if you judge yourself, you say, oh, well, I'm judging myself. Oh, well, I'm not, and you don't have to sit perfectly in the pain. You can just do your best, right? Because even when you're practicing yoga, and I teach yoga, so you might not have the perfect posture, but do you not do the yoga because you don't have the perfect posture? No. You hold your leg in the most awkward position for a couple more seconds, and you just breathe through it and go, oh my God, I think I just tore something, right? Sometimes. Or sometimes you feel that pain and you go, oh yeah, that's a good pain. It's just what I need right now, right? So you could allow yourself that awareness too. What if this pain is just, it's like a muscle stretching, but if it's an emotional pain, it's just an emotional muscle stretching that's giving you more emotional courage to feel deeper than what you've ever been able to feel before. And when you can feel a deeper painful emotion, guess what? You can feel a deeper love emotion. You can feel a deeper joy emotion. You can feel, because your capacity to feel is expanded.
Yes, yes. And that is one of the gifts of this pandemic, is most people have literally had their lives slow down so much that they get the chance to feel this, because we're actually taught to suppress our feelings. We're taught to just suck it up and like do what you have to do. And now a lot of those things have been stripped away. So now you have the choice and the chance and the time to actually be with all these things. And it will actually probably bring up other things, because this, you know, event has triggered all the things that you haven't been paying attention to, or that there's little vestiges of things that are still kind of hanging on. So it's like everything that was there is now like full on in your face, accentuated.
100%. You know, like it makes me think of a train. Like if you've ever ridden on a train before, you're like, if you're going, when I was in Peru, they have a train that takes you to Machu Picchu, right? And so you can choose to go on the train, and as you're going on the train, it can be going so fast. I mean, there's even those really fast trains where it just looks like a green blur, right? You can't even see anything. And that's kind of how our collective consciousness has been moving recently. It's been like this green blur. We're not even able to see that what was that? Like, what is going on right now? We're just kind of all chasing. And so it's almost like with this pandemic, we've all had permission, like the train is fully stopped. And we're all like a lot of people are still stuck. They're like in the train, like, no, I'm not getting out of the train. No. I'll only look through the glass window. I'm not going to go touch those plants. Just now that I get some, no. There's a few people that are still there, right? And that's like the box of the illusion of separation, right? You're used to this little box, this container. You know where the hand holder thing is. You know where the seat is. You know your little space. No, I'll look outside. Oh, it's a little bit scary. Oh, I don't know if I want to look at the eagle. That's a scary eagle. What if it bites me? Whatever, story, right? And then there's those people that go, hey, we can actually open these doors. Oh my, I can step outside. Wow, what is that smell? Like, it's all of a sudden, there's possibilities. And I'm talking about this from the psychic consciousness level. The consciousness is available to us now, which I don't feel like it has been. Even if you think about the word corona, means crown, right? It's like the opening of the crown energy. And that's the crown chakra, is the chakra that brings in your super conscious potentiality. And if we think about sound, if I just pull this one here, this one helps to activate the crown chakra, and I call it my violet flame. And I don't know if you can actually hear it very clearly, because it does tend to fade.
It's light, but yes, you can definitely, and more so even feel it.
So you can recognize that you can feel it. You just said there, Sophia, you can feel it. So even though the sound tone, it's a vibration, it's an energy signature. So can you, if whoever's listening right now, just take a deep breath. I'm going to play this. Now tap into your heart and feel in your chest. And even if you feel like you can't feel in your chest, just imagine that you can. Pretend. And so you feel the stillness. It actually creates, what the sound tones do is it creates that we can have some peace in the mind, that you can just open up the doors of the train and look outside and feel the space.
And there's different levels of it. Like, it's like I felt it, like I actually first felt it in my throat, and then it dropped into my heart, and the heart expanded, and then it expanded up through and up, and then it went back down into the heart and then expanded down, and then it kind of came around and created like this kind of egg, and then it started to vibrate up again and into like the pelvic region and Kundalini. So it was like a multiple activation. So
isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Do you see? So like, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to spiritual stuff. I'll be honest. I'm not one of those kind of people who likes to sit for hours and hours and hours on end, hoping that I'm going to get some sort of highfalutin experience, right? I mean, even like San Pedro, which is a plant medicine, like it's a 12-hour journey, you know, like, I don't know, it's fun sometimes, but you know, it's like, whoa, okay. The bowls, I literally paid that within not even 10 seconds. It's like, you're there, you're able to connect with your core channel. And it shows up differently. So sometimes it'll move in different places where the energy needs to move, because your body knows. Your body is probably the most conscious part of you. And even though some of us think it's not, because we're like, what? Have you seen my thighs? Like, that's not conscious. That's called cottage peel. Or no, orange peel. Or cottage cheese. I don't know. You know, like, it's like we have, and that's obviously judgment, but your body doesn't have that judgment. All that your body is saying is I know if I put cellulite on her thighs, she's going to look at her thighs. Or she's going to avoid her thighs. Your body knows what your consciousness awakening looks at, right? Because I actually have a client who's like, she doesn't want to look at anything there in her thighs. Like, and I said to her, what if you did? What if you counted how many dimples you had? What if you could go tan outside? And she's actually been tanning with just like a G-string on. And like, oh my God, Beverley, I never thought that I'd ever be doing that. Oh my God, like, who am I? That I'm able to, and since she's been willing to look at that, you don't understand the things that are changing in her life. Because her body's been trying to tell her, look here, maybe if we get bigger, then she'll look at us. If we get bigger. Do you know what I'm saying? Because not that it's a judgment of a yes or a good or a bad, right? Like, big booties are in, baby. Like, have it all. Yeah? And that's a part of us that is our sacred sexual center. And so what is it going on there? Is there stuff that you're not looking at or that you're having? So do you see how the intelligent the body is within that? So when you play the sound tones, the body goes, oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you can start tapping into your energy body as well, not just the hardcore physical body that we really think is real, but the energy, like you did, Sophia. You know, you're an intuitive master already, so it was very easy for you to feel where that energy is going. And I'd like to invite everyone to know that all of us are intuitive masters. We just forgot. Okay, don't worry. Just remember. Here we go. Yeah. Easy, right?
Yeah. So beyond these chances to slow down, to look at the things we have been unwilling to look at, the things that have been wanting our attention and who are now like, okay, now you have the time, no excuses. What are the other gifts that you see from this pandemic, from this global kind of interesting energy halt? What are the gifts, the other gifts that you're seeing?
Oh, relationships. Right? Because what happens with most people when they're running, do they see their children? I mean, not see their children as, oh, get your sandwiches together, put your shoes on. Do they see their children? As in, see them. Like, actually see their children. Actually play with their children. Like, really play. Because they want to play with their children. Because there's a bit of boredom that starts to happen. So it's like, well, let's play. When we get bored, we find very creative ways to play. And we haven't had a chance to really be bored. And, you know, there's only so much Netflix. I just learned what Netflix and chill means. But there's only so much Netflix and chill that you can do. And there's only so much, Candy Crush that you can play. And there's only so much Facebook flicking that you can do. Like, eventually, all of those things kind of, I've experienced this, they become old. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is so boring. Right. Yeah. And when we're basically stuck at home, I mean, in South Africa, they weren't even allowed to go walk in the streets. I mean, thankfully in Hawaii, we have been able to at least go to the beach and walk on the beach. I mean, there's some people that haven't even been able to leave their homes except to go to the store and get some food. So now you're really stuck with your family. And where do we most often, where do most people have the biggest amount of triggers?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, with the family. And what is the family? Is a direct reflection of the things that you haven't been willing to really look at and love. Not fix or change, but love. So the old paradigm was, I need to improve myself. I need self-improvement, and I need to fix all these things that are wrong with me. And the new paradigm is, okay, what if there's actually nothing wrong with me? And all of these things that I'm experiencing or seeing that trigger me are actually places for me to go deeper into love with myself. What if these are all the places that I've thought were wrong and bad about myself? And if I bring love into those places, it doesn't matter if it changes or doesn't change, because I love whatever it is. And from that perspective, you become an embodiment of love, which is actually the whole point, right? That's what we're here for. Anybody on the planet, we all know what love is, or we all desire love in some form or shape, because we think we know that love is that thing, or love is that person, or love is that vehicle, or love is that house, or love is whatever we've substituted love for, right? We think it's in all these things, in the illusion of separation. And so what's happening now is we're realizing, whoa, love's actually at home, because I get to have a relationship, with a real actual other divine, beautiful being that I can now see this divinity in. And oh my God, this divine being is driving me absolutely effing ballistic, up the wall. I think I'm going to kill myself, right? Or that other being, right? So it's looking at all the places where we haven't been willing to be open and loving, where we do get triggered. It's a beautiful place for us to look at that. And not everyone might necessarily be, we could say, consciously aware of it. But even if you're not consciously aware of it, it's going to happen anyways, because there's so many of us in the collective awareness that are already choosing that are already in that vibrational space, because we've been working at this for a couple of years, maybe a bit more than a couple of years. So we've been doing this consistently, and soon it reaches a tipping point, right? And we're at that tipping point. And so as a collective, we manifest some sort of something for the push to happen. And if you know anything about, have you ever heard of a baby being crowned? When a woman's giving birth, right? The crowning happens, and the baby's basically sitting at the entrance of the vagina, not coming out yet, but like kind of sitting there. And what do they usually say to mothers when they're crowning, when the baby's crowning? They say, okay, stop, whoa, pause, don't move, don't push, nope, because something could tear, right? So they say, just chill. Netflix and chill. No, not that kind. But just chill, right? Just relax. Don't do anything. And she just needs to pause and chill and relax. And so that's what's happening. Corona, crowning, right? There's crowning happening. So we all need to chill. And as we chill, we can look outside the window of the train and say, wow, I just thought it was a blur. There's actually things there. And this is like linking it to the psychic sphere, right? The psychic awareness. It's like, wow, there's actual energy there. There's something out there. It's not just a blur. There is something there. And then we're able to open up that level of awareness, and it's going to happen to the collective regardless of whether they're ready or not, because we are ready, and it is happening, because the level is that percentage has been breached now. It's been happening, and we're going to be birthing now into the new world, which is going to be different from the way it was before, because the collective desire for us to be in harmony and be in peace is so strong. It's so strong. We have world peace right now on the planet. I hope everyone can see this. We actually have no wars happening. Okay, there's a war against coronavirus, but really, it's not real. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a big deal from that perspective of a whole new shift in conscious awareness. Now, there have been pandemics before, but there haven't been like worldwide pandemics like what this is. And then there's questions of, is there even really something to be so concerned about? Which is a whole other story. But the truth is, it's awakening the collective, whether it's true or not true, or whatever the story is, everyone is awakening because they are being forced, believed to be forced at home to do nothing, and then build relationships, actually see each other. And what a gift that is. Because the reason you have children and a family and husband and wife is because you want to have that deep, intimate relationship. Yeah? Where you can see deeply into the other person, and the other person can see deeply into you. You can share your soul. You can share your life. And so what a beautiful gift. Like that to me is like the biggest gift that this is giving any of us. Right? And I mean, thank God for Zoom.
Right?
Right? All of us have suddenly discovered that there's this thing called Zoom, and it's actually quite amazing. Another gift. Wow, who'd have thought? Zoom.
Yes, yes. So even with all of these gifts, we know that when we're looking to create something, or actually when we're ready to let something in, receive it, it's not about focusing on what's in front of us, but actually what we're looking towards. So like the new horizon. So that's my question for you. What is your intuitive knowing about what the new horizon is for humanity? What is actually not in front of us, but what is actually before us?
Oh, wow, I love that. I love that. What is before us? Like, you know, I was just reading a little article the other day. I think it's in the Mongolian shamanic tradition or something. They talk about your future being behind you and your past being in front of you, because you can see your past, but you can't see your future. So it is really before you. Okay? And the truth is there really time? Or is that just really an illusion? So when I see and look into the new horizon, we can look at it on a mass scale. I'll give some ideas of what I feel is happening there. But more importantly, it's in a personal scale. And the truth with that is, those of us that are on the planet right now, we were chosen as the rock stars of the rock stars. We're literally like, we're not just like some small fry, okay? To come into human form, to be in a physical body, takes a lot of quantum. It takes a lot of quantum to be in this kind of density in physicality. It's kind of a big deal. So sometimes we look at like our angels and guides and go, oh my God, they're so high and so like amazing. And they're looking at us going, oh no, no. You're one of the crazy motherfuckers who decided that you were going to go to Earth during this time. You're freaking awesome. Okay? To have to deal with all of this programming and human story and oh my God, you're amazing. So they sent the best of the best in here because we were here to literally almost annihilate any programming. That we could truly be 100% at the edge of pure potentiality. Like all that's in front of us is space. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet of choose your own adventure. What do you choose? Yeah, we've already gone through all these lifetimes of anything and everything you can think of. Okay, so you've done all that. You've been a murderer, you've been a slave, you've been a prostitute, you've been all these things, all right, on the negative. You've been a queen, you've been a king, you've been a princess, you've been all these things on the positive side, a guru and a whatever else, whatever story is like in that, right? You've been all these things. What do you choose now? What is the next? And that's what I feel on an individual basis. If we can really get into that anything we choose, what is your deepest, most cherished desire that you've ever dreamed could be possible? Feel into that and feel what that feels like, and then choose from what that feels like. And the beautiful thing I love about you, Sophia, is you go, okay, I'm waiting for the next piece to be shown to me. Because you're not coming from an ego space, I need to create this thing. You're going, okay, like with mine as well, with the Sonic Priestess apprenticeship, I'm getting, okay, well, there's this thing that I can feel is like pretty big. And my human self goes, you want me to what? What? How? And the higher self goes, feel, hello, in your body. That's why you got a body. Go feel in there, right? And so that's kind of like the work, if you want to call it anything like that, is really to feel into, tap into the love and the gratitude, and then act from there. Act from, and it's interesting because people go, oh, okay, well, I've got to feel it and then do it. No, it's feel it, and whatever feels inspiring, do that. And if there's no inspiration happening, then that means rest. That's it. And we've been given
the hardest things too, because you're like, okay.
And this is what Mother Nature is trying to teach us right now, right? What this whole pandemic is saying, rest. And it's phone, Zoom, children, driving me crazy. Oh my God. So, and it's going, how, could you rest within the chaos? Could you rest within the conspiracy theories? Could you rest within the news? Could you rest within everyone's masks? Right? Could you allow yourself to just breathe and rest into it? Yeah. So that's part of with the whole seeing the world coming forward. From my perspective, I see people awakening to talents and abilities that we've only read in fairy tales and in comic books and in stories, right? Watch out, X-Men. Here come the divine angelic human lineage, okay? We're home. We're here. Like the things that we've seen on the programs that have been told to us are imaginative. What if all of that was actually really what's going on? Right? And we've been in our little train thinking about the trees that are outside. That's imaginative. It's not real. Everything that's in the train is real. If it's outside of the train, it's not real because you can't touch it. You see there's a barrier there. The barrier. The barrier. There's a screen. Because it says there's a screen. There's a screen. Look, there's the screen. You see the screen? There's the screen. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It's an imagination. It's called imagination, little one. That boogeyman under your bed is not real. Interesting. Maybe you were seeing another realm. Maybe you were seeing a different dimension. Maybe you had talents and abilities that weren't understood. And now, what if those things are going to be able to be seen and heard and experienced fully? And yeah, there's a bit of scariness that happens with that. But when you recognize who you truly are, the scariness dissolves. So what's happening now is we're being shown who we truly are, so that then we really can create from anything. And it can show up instantly. And we don't have to be worried if it shows up instantly, because we're not going to destroy the earth this time. We can't. We made plan B, plan C, plan D, plan ZZ, plan ZZZZ, plan ZY, ZZ, ZY, ZY. We covered all our bases this time. We're like, we're not messing this up again. And we didn't mess it up the first time. We were just learning. Okay, we pooed our pants a few times. Okay, we had a little poop around. We clean it up a little bit. Okay, same story. We're just cleaning up the poop. It's okay. Kids in diapers poop their pants. It's okay. And that's what we're learning now is we're growing in consciousness. We're going from like a toddler consciousness into like an adolescent, even maybe adult consciousness. We've got the possibility to step into that, yet still have the childlike energy. That doesn't mean we lose the childlike playfulness, because we understand that the most powerful part of us is our childlike playfulness. So I see the new horizon being where all beings on the planet, firstly, we've taken care of Mother Earth. Like Mother Earth, we're just loving up on her, and it is just an absolute pleasure and honor to give back to the earth. It's like we can't even not think about doing it. It's like the most important thing to us. We just love her so much. It's like if you love a woman, and we're talking to the gentleman here in the room, you want to buy her flowers over and over again. You want to just layer her in with all your love. And a woman, you want to cook him dinner. You want to, oh my gosh, he's the beloved. And that's the kind of experience we're going to also have with the Mother Earth, where we could not even fathom doing something that would be detrimental to other beings. We couldn't even understand what that is. That true knowing of do no harm to no being is the core of our new consciousness, the core. And we're going to start seeing technology supporting that. So I know a lot of people are scared of like AI, and it's going to try and control us, and they're going to have Big Brother, and those things they're just like little something. They're going to dissolve because the consciousness is going to go. So the technology is going to be here, and our consciousness is going to go whoop. And all the things that we think that the technology does so much better than us, we're going to go, oh no, we get it now. Okay, we thought AI was this thing, but actually we're the technology. This is it. This here. This is the really good thing right here. And so we're going to start unlocking what this is, because we still have no freaking clue. Honestly, science has not got a clue. We're going to unlock what this is, and we're going to start realizing how to eat well for this machine, this bio brilliant creation of magnitude. We're going to know what it needs emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. We're going to start understanding what this mandala is. This is a mandala of magic. We're in it. I'm getting goosebumps right now because this is some fun truth that I've never downloaded before. So this is cool. So we're going to be able to start tapping into that. And then quantum computers and all those things are going to start becoming like a normal thing. But we're more incredible than a quantum computer. Like the things that have been reading our brains and our intelligence up to this point, they're limited devices based on an old belief system. And the new devices are going to be able to tap into, understand who and what we are even more. AI is really all about trying to understand who we are. It's really why it's there. So all these things that people are scared of, they're going to be in support of our planet. They're going to be support of the human race and understanding who and what we are and what this planet is and what world we're in and what actually is going on. It's like the quarantine has been lifted because we did so well. Pretty cool, I think. So we don't even have a clue right now of what the future potential is. It is so beyond anything we could even imagine right now. Let's get excited when it starts getting closer. Right now, what we have to look forward to in this moment with COVID-19 and all that stuff is the magic of not having to work so hard anymore. The magic of being able to create from our hearts. Beautiful art, beautiful gifts, beautiful relationships, depth, intimacy, intuition, our superpowers coming back online, traveling and journeying through the psychic realms and understanding what the psychic space that we have is, tapping into what energy feels like, sound technology. Those are the new norm. Those are going to be the new normals, where spirituality is going to be our core purpose. Money is going to serve spirituality. The businesses are going to serve spirituality. Everything is going to serve our spiritual, sacred evolvement as higher vibrational beings of conscious awareness, deep, strong, powerful conscious awareness.
Well, that definitely sounds like a new horizon we should all focus on. And to know, even if we can't see it, that it's coming and that it's actually already here. And it's our ability and our capacity that we're continually working on to open up, expand, and receive, because it's already been conceived of.
It's exactly that. It's just remember and receive. Basically, because we're not moving into the future. We're from the future, experiencing it. We already created it. Now we've gone back to experience it fully. It's like, I just got this like awareness. It's like we created the program and the story for ourselves in the future and said, okay, cool. I'm going to go back and now experience this, because you can't, it's like you can't experience it and like we created it in the future, like timeline. And then we bring it back here and we go, okay, cool. I'm going to experience this illusion, because it's an illusion of time. So I'm going to create a timeline and imagine that I'm moving through this timeline so that I can experience this timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like stars who've gone before. By the time we see them, they're already gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're already gone. People.
They're real. Well, fantastic. It's been such a delightful conversation with you. If there was one piece of just love that you could leave with people, and I'm also going to ask that you leave us with one piece of sonic love as well, what would those be?
One piece of love is that sing your soul song. Sing your soul song. Like if I could encourage every single person on this planet to sing, regardless of whether you think you sound like a pop idol or not, or a rock star or whatever, singing is one of the most visceral ways to connect with your soul. It's like because you're using all of this space here, and it's like your soul is able to come out through this channel where we speak into existence. And when you sing, your soul gets to come through and be heard in existence by you. It's like you get to hear your own soul. And even if it's a bit scratchy or a bit warped or a bit off key, that's perfect. It's beautiful. Yeah. And then what I'll do is I'm going to do a little bit of sound. If it doesn't come up on the sound side, just close your eyes and take deep breaths. And I'm going to do a bit of guided meditation with it. So I'll guide you through a little mini meditation. And deep breaths into your lower belly. So I would say even breathing into right down to your pubic bone. Like feel like you're breathing right down into there. And then it basically opens up a lot more channels in the lower areas where we draw energy from. Okay. Take a deep breath in. And feel your energy flowing down from your heart, down your spine, and down into the earth, down your feet. Leading your feet all the way down in the center of the earth. Tapping into the iron core crystal at the center of the earth. Feeling that iron core crystal pulsating at the center of the earth. Beautiful crystalline frequency, silver and blue. Breathe that earth energy up, up, through your feet, up your legs and into your heart. Feeling that iron core crystal energy in your heart, connecting in with your blood, every single blood molecule, activating the iron in your blood, making you more magnetic. Breathing deep into your lower belly, into your pubic bone. And then drawing more of that crystalline mother energy up through your feet from the earth, up into your heart. And once again, breathing in Mother Earth frequency all the way up into your heart. Feeling it settle. Now taking a deep breath, sending your energy up through the crown of your head. Up, 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 up. Into the sun. Diving into the sun, right into the middle of the sun, picking up that golden yellow frequency. And then noticing in the distance, as you dive through the sun, you dive into a portal, you see this rainbow spinning energy, and you pop out the other end and you see another greater, bigger sun. Even more magnificent sun. This is the great central sun, and now you're flying up through the universe towards the sun, and you dive in to this great central sun. And you start to pick up this golden yellow frequency, flecks of violet and flecks of like deep blue. And now you draw that energy, that frequency, the golden yellow, violet, deep blue frequency down, 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 down. Down through your crown. Down, down into your heart. Breathing it in. Now notice at the center of your heart, you've got this golden yellow, violet, blue frequency and this silvery, light blue aqua frequency spinning in the center of your heart. Spinning like a infinity symbol. The colors flowing together. And you see heliotalic frequencies, which are like sparkling rainbow frequencies. And heliotropic frequencies, which are like rays of rainbows. The gold and the silver, and the yellow and the blue. And then you notice at the center of this infinity symbol, this figure eight symbol, you see a pink crystal. Pearlescent pink crystal. And this pink crystal symbolizes your beautiful sacred crystalline heart. And you tap into that beautiful crystal. You can feel that beautiful crystal. So, so, so sacred. So special. Breathe into that crystal. And as you exhale, imagine the crystal pops and opens up. And there's this beautiful pink flame all the way around your body, 10 feet in diameter. And then you see flecks of violet within this pink flame. And you're embellished and embodied in this beautiful pink violet flame all around you. Oh, the flame of your infinite soul, the flame of your infinite heart, the flame of your infinite love. The beloved I am that I am. The blessed Guru within the Guru within the Guru that you are. Feel your heart inside. Breathe and free your mind. Your heart inside. And if you want to just make a deep breath in and then ah, nice big ah. Oh, nice big yawn would work too if you need to. Opens up all this area here. Right. So your throat is always the channel that brings that into that and brings that into that. So if you can open this up. Whew.
Beautiful. And such a beautiful invitation for ourselves to go deeper into continually opening into those spaces, and for our audience to feel into, where are you letting this open up? What do you require to look at? What do you desire to play with during this time? Are you giving yourself the choice? And taking the choice that you have to really squeeze every ounce of crown opening and magic and gifts and possibilities that is available. So, sending you all much love, my gratitude to Shaleiyana and the audience for joining us in this intuitive eye. Blessings and love to you all.
Thank you for having me, Sophia, and so much love to everyone today. It was wonderful to share with you today, and I'm truly grateful for being asked to share. We've got so much love and so much giving that you are giving, which I just love. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Love to you, love to our audience, and much love and aloha to all of humanity.